Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, damn, I need to learn how to fight? Well, if that sounds like you, then don't worry, because in this video here, I'm actually going to be showing you guys the fundamentals of boxing, teaching you your stance, how to throw punches, and with the correct technique. And if you follow all of these steps, I'm telling you, you will know how to fight by the end of the video. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys is your stance. You need to learn a stance, because if you don't, the moment you get hit or the moment you slip, you're going to hit the ground instantly, you're going to lose balance. So it's very, very important to have your stance down. Getting in your stance is actually very simple, but make sure you don't make this mistake. Don't keep your legs and your shoulders the same width, because that is going to make you lose balance. So you might see some people fighting like this with their legs, shoulder width. Do not do that, because the moment you get hit, you are going to lose balance because your legs are too close to each other. Also, do not keep your legs too far apart like this. I used to actually always make this mistake when I was younger, because what happens is it actually makes it harder to come back with punches and move around, because your legs have more pressure on them the more wide they are. So to get in your actual stance, you want to make sure your legs are just above shoulder width. So just wider than your shoulders, as you can see, not too wide and not too close to each other, because you'll know you're actually keeping your legs in the right width. When you try and move back and forth, you can feel that you won't lose balance, because if you keep your legs kind of close to each other and move back and forth, you don't feel as stable. But if your legs are too wide, obviously, you try and move back and forth, it feels too slow. You feel like there's too much pressure. So find that sweet spot of just wider than your shoulders, where you can spring back and forth and feel comfortable. Remember though, guys, your strong hand, that leg of your strong hand, so if you're right-handed, I'm guessing that's your stronger hand, that leg is always going to stay back, right? Your weak foot and your weak arm always stay at the front in boxing. So remember, to get in your stance, keep your weak foot and your weak hand, which is going to be your jab, obviously. You're going to keep it at the front, your back leg at the back, not too wide, not too close, and keep your hands up. Keep your guard up like this. Remember, guys, don't do the chicken wing guard. That's going to allow you to get hit in the body. You're just going to want to make sure that your elbows are tucked in, your jaw's protected. Obviously, some people keep their hands higher, some people keep it lower. It really depends on how you feel more comfortable or which one you feel better by doing. But remember, guys, obviously, spring about now. Keep moving back and forth. Remember, just like this, you should be able to feel like you can do this all day. That's how you know you got it right. And try and move around. See, don't be too stiff with the legs, guys. That's your stance. Very, very simple. Hands up, legs like this. You'll be able to move. Wow, wow, wow. The first punch I'm going to be showing you guys is the jab. Now, the jab is probably the most important punch in a fighting situation, especially boxing, because it actually is the punch that sets up your hardest shots. Your jab is actually thrown with your weaker hand. So when you actually throw your jab, you want to make sure that you're in your stance, you're ready to throw. And remember, it's your weak hand that you throw your jab with. When you throw your jab, it's not a punch that is meant to knock out your opponent. It's just to measure them. It's meant to see how they react. And it's obviously ultimately meant to actually set up the shot with your harder hand, with a more dominant hand for a knockout. So to throw your jab, stay in your stance. Remember, be comfortable. And all you got to do is literally just throw and twist at the same time with the jab. You don't really have to twist all of the time with it. But the reason I say do it is because you actually get a bit more momentum with it. But remember, just extend your hand out like that. Throw your hand out, just power, pop it out. Remember, sometimes you can actually twist your front foot slightly with it as well, because when you throw it, you don't want to stay just flat-footed. You can, obviously, but it depends where in the ring or where in the fight you are. Sometimes you might have to twist with it just like that if the opponent is moving, but, just pop it out. Just bow, bow. Keep your arms obviously tucked in as well when you're actually throwing punches. So just like this, you're going to pop it out, pop it. You can also move your head off the center line as well. So bow, 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 bow. And also remember, you can throw it to the body as well. So see, bow, bow. So practice the jab. Remember, it's thrown with your weak hand. The next punch I'm going to show you guys is your cross. Now this is going to be thrown by your strong and dominant hand. As I said earlier, you use your jab to obviously set up your harder punches. So this is how you throw your cross. You're going to stay in your stance, as I said earlier. Make sure you feel comfortable. Now when you're about to throw your cross, what you're going to do is, similar to how you throw your jab, you're actually going to throw it with your backhand now. You're going to throw it, and you're actually going to twist your back leg with it as well. Make sure when you throw this, you throw, and make sure your shoulders are kind of up as well so you don't get hit. So when you throw, you twist your body with it as well, because when you twist your body, you throw harder punches and you throw faster punches. So just like this, twist. So it's bow, 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 bow. Twist with it. As you can see, that's how you throw a cross. Sometimes you're going to be in different situations and ranges between you and your opponent. You might have to throw it a bit differently. For example, sometimes you might have to step forward with a cross, and that might not look like what I just showed you. It might look something like this. You might have to step with it. As you see, this time I stepped with my back foot a bit more forward. So just like this, pow, I stepped with it. Because sometimes when you're in close distance, you don't have to really step, you can just throw it. As you see, my leg doesn't really leave the ground. But if your opponent's a bit far, you want to get close to them, you can actually step with it. So that's how you throw the cross. Practice that. Make sure when you throw it, you twist your body with your punches. It makes them harder, makes them faster, and it's just better technique. So try it out. The next punch I'm going to show you guys is a deadly one. This is the hook. Now listen, if you hit somebody correctly, especially in the jaw with a hook, deadly. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to throw a hook with both of your arms. So, starting off with a hook, most people do obviously throw it with a less dominant hand most of the time if they're throwing their jabs first, because sometimes people throw jabs and they also hook and try and get close to the opponent. But I'm going to show you both sides of the hook anyway. So, this is what you're going to do. You're going to start obviously staying in your stance. Make sure you're comfortable. Now to throw the hook, what you're going to do is you're just going to throw a punch and literally hook it, just like the name. You're going to hook. And when you hook, make sure to twist your body with the punch. So as you can see, I'm here. You twist your body and your legs with a punch if you want to throw a hard hook. Just like this. You're here. Here. As you can see, I twisted quite a bit there because I was showing a hook. For example, if you're close to your opponent, sometimes your hook might be a little bit longer because your opponent might be at a bigger distance. So it might look something like this, a bit of a distant range. So sometimes you might not throw it too close to you. Sometimes it might be like that, as you can see. Sometimes you might not even twist that much yourself. You might just obviously be doing light hooks just to test your opponent. You might go, pow. Try the hook, guys. Very, very simple. Don't overcomplicate it, guys. Especially if you're a beginner, don't overcomplicate the technique. Just try it out a couple of times. You'll learn with time. Now, if you want to throw a right hook, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's going to take a little bit more twisting with your hips because it's coming from your, obviously, dominant side of your body, and it's going to be a lot harder to throw. When I say harder, I mean more powerful. So, let me show you guys how to do it. So, you're in your stance. Now, to throw the hook, don't telegraph, don't pull back too much. Literally just here, go, just throw it. Literally hook it like the name, especially if you're a beginner. Like I said, don't focus too much on the technique. You're here, twist that back leg, twist that hip, just like this. Remember, guys, most of your punches are set up by a jab. So whenever you're practicing these punches and combinations, use that jab first. Feel your opponent, feel him out, then go, pow! Try it out. Now, lastly, I'm going to show you guys the uppercut. When I said the hook was deadly, I should have saved it for the uppercut because this punch is really deadly, especially because most of the time it only hits your jaw and under your chin. And if you know anything about getting hit in the jaw or chin, you know that's one of the easiest ways to get knocked out in a fight. So I'm going to teach you guys how to throw an uppercut. So to throw an uppercut, all you got to do is obviously stay in your stance again. Remember, guys, when you practice these punches, remember to stay in your stance and start moving about. Don't stay too stiff. Practice it like you're in a fight or like you're sparring yourself. So, for the uppercut, all you want to do is you want to slightly drop down, twist your body slightly with it. And now when you're here, you're going to come up with it and scoop your arm and twist up as well at the same time. Because when you scoop and when you obviously use the momentum of the twist, you add more power into your punch. So you come down slightly, now you're going to pow, come up again and twist your body with it. So your opponent's here. As you can see, he's here. Sometimes you might have to go a bit lower when you twist. If your opponent's obviously throwing his hands crazy at you, sometimes you want to go. Remember, practice it with your other hand as well. So if your opponent's coming to throw punches at you, you can slip down and throw up. So literally, drop your body low a bit, twist inwards, and then twist up again. So literally, you can use this if your opponent is throwing punches at you like jabs or crosses. You can like come close to him and you can go bow, bow, or uppercut. He's throwing punches at you, slip down, throw up, slip, bow. I'm telling you, when you hit somebody with an uppercut, you will see it in their eyes how much you hurt them, especially if you land it perfectly. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the fundamentals of fighting. I showed you guys how to stay in your stance, how to throw the punches, the fundamentals and the techniques of the punches. Now, obviously, I can't teach you everything in one video. I do actually have a boxing program with over 10,000 members where you guys can actually learn how to fight from the comfort of your home. Over 10,000 members in it. It's been going absolutely crazy. You could check the reviews on it. People have been loving it. If you want to join it, I've left the link down below. Let me not forget to mention that I have my own boxing community. Yes, that's right. I do have my own boxing community. It's basically a massive group of us that actually post our boxing videos, post our boxing progress. We support each other. We teach each other, learn from each other, and we're going to do in-person events as well. So if you guys want to be part of that, you get a chance to meet me and all the followers, all of the community, do some boxing sessions in the future. Trust me, join it down below, especially while these are on sale right now, guys. Anyways though, next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually defend yourself in a fight. So make sure you all subscribe, like this video, drop a comment, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope you all have an amazing day. I'm out.